have a special soap today dedicated to our pets from Stirling Soap Company.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, it's good to see you. Come on in. We just got another big box from Stirling delivered. And Sarah found something interesting.
Did.
What do you got?
I found these little cute guys for the aftershave splash samples.
Samples, $3 and a quarter, I think. And lovely 5mm size. Y'all send up for a few shoes. Get to know the aftershave. Let you know if you like it or not.
It's got a nice little guy to pour here. So I know a lot of people actually use this when they travel because it's a nice small little traveling size.
Yep.
So
And y'all, there is a small and growing club of fans of Duchess. If you know, put it in the comments. And I was really enamored by the differences that I'm smelling in the aftershave in the bar soap of Duchess.
yes,
So
we just got that too.
it's based on a Burberry scent for her. So anyway, if you know that one, put it in the comments. So what's our soap today? I'm so excited about this because we have a few things that people have been sending in for today's episode.
And we have been waiting a while to open this, but we thought it'd be perfect to throw in the Easter weekend, so
Right.
I'm glad you waited with us. But this scent alone that we heard that is an homage to is even a nice qualified idea.
Yes, those of you who've been following the show know that we have just become fans of Barrett fragrances. We got a sample from Barrett, and before we smelled it, I did a little checking and realized that it was the exact same scent as is in this soap and splash today from Stirling. So we shot this episode a little bit out of order because we wanted to open that one. But we couldn't do it until we knew what this shave soap smelled like.
First.
But what's cool is so many of you have been sending in pictures of you with your pets, and we're going to put those at the end of the episode today. So stay tuned for that, and let's meet the soap. All right, y'all. So from the sales page at Stirling Soap Company, where the descriptions are usually short and concise, this one is beautifully descriptive. This is our first special edition scent. The scent is based on Baccarat Rouge 540. The top notes, of which we're going to skip because we don't want to give those away yet. You and me, buddy, we're friends to the end. For years, I said this phrase to Yachty, our Brittany dog, pictured on the label with Paige, our black lab, his partner in crime. We adopted him in early 2009 from the American Brittany Rescue, and Paige a day later from a rescue organization in Tucson. His goofy energy and unwavering loyalty helped me through some of the most difficult times in my life. Dogs are wonderful creatures, and their companionship is a gift.
While neither Yachty or Paige are still with us, they were absolutely our friends to the end. From each sale of every Friends to the End product, 25% of the proceeds will go to 2 rescue organizations. Half of the money raised will go to the American Brittany Rescue Incorporated as a thank you for my best good friend Yachty. The other half will go to Forget Me Not, a local rescue organization here in Paris, Arkansas, that works tirelessly to combat the serious issue of abandoned animals that plagues this area and finds home for them all.
Y'all, so beyond our love of dogs and a few stories to come, we have a couple of other special connections to this soap. Sarah's sister works for the American Humane Society in helping to rehouse dogs that are having a tricky time. It is a vocation. And my aunt, the one that I've always told you about that bought me the leather colognes for my birthday, is my favorite one. She passed away of a brain tumor almost 20 years ago. Younger than I am now, and I miss her desperately. She started the Springer Rescue of Southern California. So she always had 3 or 4 Springer Spaniels running around my whole life, and the work she did was incredibly important because a lot of them were being abandoned at the time, and she saved a lot of dogs' lives. So Rod and Mandy, this obviously hits us in that very particular place of meaning and gratefulness for these little creatures and your journey with them as well. 25% is very generous, and we know this has been selling well. So we wanted to thank you personally for doing this and for making the lives of so many people and so many animals near you so much better. In that spirit, let's unbox. All right, so this came in a much bigger box. We put it in this box because the boxes we get from Stirling are so big now they don't even appear on camera.
Yeah, I'd probably smash the dog to get the box open. So, here we go.
All right, y'all, so it looks like we've got this in a couple of different forms.
This is the
Friends to the
Of course, your
There
friends.
they are. Look at that. Oh, so cool. That's them.
Oh, that's
Love
so
it.
sweet.
The first special edition. I love the color
know,
too.
I'm
That's
really
her color.
Yeah,
the color of the
that's her
band is the
platinum.
color of the Britney. Oh, I love it. And then what do we got in there?
Okay.
Something tiny.
We got a splash. And then there's something in there for maybe our friends.
Hey, it's a soap sample for y'all! Anytime we get a soap sample from Stirling Soap Company, if you enter our live chat when we do our premiere on YouTube, put your hand up and we'll send this out to you. We know this one. This is Chestnuts Roasting. Y'all, this was on our sink for the entirety of the Christmas
That bar
season, and
soap
it was
got
awesome. There's a tiny hint of vetiver in this that
is.
makes it amazing. So if you're there in the live chat, put your hand up. We'd love to send this out to you in a little greeting card. And look at this. There they are. Let's do perfect friends. Perfect best friends. Y'all, we got the bar soap. Oh, I'm excited. What else is hiding in there?
just
Oh, your
one more
bergamot
later.
lavender. Pay no attention
Yes.
to the man behind the
But I
curtain.
do have to say, we probably don't even care what this smells like. We're just happy to give it to a good cause.
Right?
So it's going to be
Yeah.
a bonus to see what it even smells
This
like.
could
and
be
have
baseball
a real,
glove. I don't
right?
think I would care. If you know, you know. All right, let's have a first impression. Somebody asked us the other day, are you sure you want me to tell you the scent notes? Yeah. We choose our soaps based on the scent notes. Just we usually forget them by the time we shoot the
they
episodes
usually
because
order
we got
ahead,
6
so.
a week coming through the door, right? So with this one, the only scent note I remember, and I remember it not like particularly blowing my skirt up before I knew that it was like a Baccarat 540 was like a huge deal, was saffron. And I was like,
Interesting.
oh, like the super expensive yellow stuff you put in
Right.
rice, right? So I was like, oh, okay. But then, y'all, the community has spoken. Marcus, this is an amazing scent. And Rod and Mandy have done a great job with it.
Ooh,
So,
I am intrigued.
I kind of want to interview you.
You think?
Why don't you?
Do you want to smell it first, Lainey?
Yeah, Lainey can
Here,
smell it.
you-
Let her smell it. Lainey's going to have the first ceremonial whiff today.
Okay, ready? Feel it. Oh, she got closer. She didn't lick it, but we got close.
Okay, what do you think?
What do you think?
Is it
good?
woody? Is it
You
flowery?
like it?
Is it
Okay.
fruity?
She just got a bath today, just for all you wonderful people.
What's it smell
so-
like? Salmon. oh, wait. Oh, you want salmon.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
what
I
we
see.
thought.
Okay, never mind. She's really bad at this. Anyway, okay, what do you
I'll
get?
do my best. Oh, that's funny. If you hadn't reminded me that saffron was in here,
Yeah?
my brain would have been digging forever to figure out what that scent was.
Really? So you can sense the saffron?
Oh, for sure. But there's something.
Oh.
It's a lot lighter and brighter of a scent than I was expecting.
Oh.
Yeah, you like it, huh?
Are you having trouble sensing it off the puck? Or is
No,
it kind of
there's
strong?
it's a little bit lighter, but I think it'll waken up a lot once we lather. The underside has almost a light citrusy something. Oh. The saffron's really nice in the middle.
Yeah.
And then there's something kind of fun and masculine at the top. A little cologne vibe, which now that I know it's an homage, it obviously makes sense.
Right.
But it is not the normal cologne smell I was expecting. I can see why it's a brave different scent and why it is getting all the numbers that it is.
Right.
But I do have to say, it's a very comforting
Oh.
scent. And it does, in their base, have a cool ode to probably Sharp Dressed Man-ish in there. Very hidden on the corner.
Y'all,
but,
we love what the bases
But then
add
it
to the
warms
sense
up
of
and
the
does
Stirling
something
fragrance.
different that one didn't.
Right. Oh, okay.
So, it may be just a hidden ode to something.
All right, pass it over.
I do think we're going to be glad that we do have an actual EDP option to it. Though.
Oh, okay. I'm excited. Let's see.
She's just watching you the whole time. Daddy crazy.
That's unique.
Unique is a great word. I didn't want to say different because that sounded mean. But
Now I get
unique
it.
is totally it.
I get it. I've been
its own
smelling
thing.
colognes for 35 years. I get it. It's not just that it's different. It's different. It's its own lane, and it's
Right.
beautiful.
It's almost like revolutionary. It's like a different type of scent.
Right.
If that makes sense.
They started over. Y'all, you're not going to see bergamot, and you're not going to see patchouli. No, they started
its
over.
own type of scent.
I love this. And you're right. The saffron is way more prominent than I thought it would have been.
Right, but doesn't it feel like there's something under and over it that's like they're just
Oh.
blending the layered cake kind of thing,
That
you know?
saffron is doing something I calling the opening of the door.
Yeah.
Where it's not really the saffron that you're sensing. You're sensing the saffron as the doorman. And he's like, come here.
Come get a
Let me
whiff of
show
this."
you what's in here.
Yeah.
Because that saffron allows the rest of it to go click, 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 click.
I'm with you.
and hover around the idea of clean but a little spicy. Because think of saffron. No wonder it's $90,000 for half a pound.
Right, that saffron's a thing.
Whoa.
But in here, it almost lends to like a cashmere a cashmere leathery but not vibe. It's something close.
It's cashmere. That's how they've been doing cashmere. They've been using saffron and
I
a
don't
few
know,
other things.
but that's all my brain can pick is something in that lane.
Right. That is all I would have thought if I hadn't seen saffron.
Right, if you hadn't said saffron, that's where I would have guessed this could be taking us, but it's a lighter color.
Y'all.
It's not like a dark leather. It's like a lighter cashmere.
And we are learning that chemically, sometimes the scents border each other. For example, like almond and cherry. We were talking to Melody at Moonsops. Almost indistinguishable if you ask someone, like, here's an almond note, here's a cherry note. Which one's which? Oh no, they're so similar. So this, the same, like that saffron and that cashmere are kind of like bordering each other. Most get on raspberry and rum.
Right.
Have very similar center heart note at the chemical heart of that note, right? That saffron could very easily be a little bit of a suede note, but it's not.
Right, but I don't think we have anything in our den that smells like it. It's its own type of thing.
Now, here's a good question. Do you find it sweet? Because I bet I would get 9 different answers if I asked people that.
And I didn't want to say that in my original first impression because it's not like a normal Tonka sweet. It's not in something that your brain understands as sweet.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, if you ask me if it's sweet, I'd go, yeah, but not in the normal way.
No, and I'd almost say it's like warm.
Yeah, not in the way that you'd ever think of a cologne. Y'all, we had 8 samples show up from Barrett that we bought the 10 millimeters. They run the gambit, but they're not this. This is different. Because, it doesn't start with anything syrupy sweet. And the sweetness it's there. It's totally there, but it's a different idea of sweet.
Yeah, it's not.
And it's not the kind of sweet that we found in any of those samples.
No.
So this is doing sweet in a really different way. And you know what? Before I crack the aftershave.
I'm curious, actually.
I kind of want to smell. Do you want to see?
I was just staring at that myself, thinking that same thing. Let's see.
Oh, I get more around the saffron. Smell the bar soap.
Oh, they're close, but there is something just slightly different.
Yeah, there is. Oh, and y'all, we don't talk about price here at the Barbershop Duet. We really don't, unless it's like super exceptional. How much are these bar soaps?
$5.
$5, y'all, and they last us a month. Like it's discouraging how long they last because we're like, I want to try our sweet stuff bar soap, but we got 9 of these still going, right?
Okay, do we attempt this one?
Oh,
you think?
You know what? Let's do the scent notes first.
It has top notes of saffron and jasmine.
Oh.
I knew there was something prettier happening, but I didn't know what.
Yes. Okay, so saffron's dead center, gorgeous. And then the jasmine goes off this way.
A middle of amberwood, which I did get something warm and woodsy.
Right.
And then this next one makes total sense now that I read it. Ambergris.
Yes. Oh, I love it. You ever want a nice little rabbit hole to go down on YouTube? Check out where ambergris comes from.
It's a thing.
Comes from a friend till the end. If you like really big pets.
Ones, and then solid base of fir resin and cedar. I do get the cedar, but fir resin, interesting.
Whoa.
It's not a dark green. It's a lighter kind of color.
And y'all, for me, cedar and fir are on different ends of the spectrum. Cedar is more clean and comforting and barbershop-y. Fir is more Christmassy, more bracing, more evergreen, more cold, right? Yeah. So putting those together is kind of genius.
Right?
And then turning them down. So like if you're mixing music, this is not the instrument you're going to sense. It's not the bass. It's not the drums. This is going to be like a string. This is going to be like a fiddle in the background that's playing to support the keyboard, right? It's going to be that. They're there.
Right.
But again, they're not prominent. They're there to support what's going on in the middle, that warmth, that spiciness.
Yeah, it is. But it's funny because a lot of times when you want to say warm, you think of a darker color. And I don't get that. I really do get a light color.
Yes, yellows. I mean, I know saffron, obviously, but whoa.
But almost like this color is what my brain's getting.
Right. All right. Okay, so now that we've looked at those, you want to try this? Okay, here we go. You do this first. I always do the aftershave
that is
first.
True. I guess I'll take my turn. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
I can open it. Oh, here we go. Okay.
So beautiful. It's so different.
Oh, interesting. Okay, let me throw this on. I mean, we got it with menthol. I can smell the menthol a little bit, but...
Oh, did we get... We did get it with menthol. Okay.
But I am curious as it does the dry down, because I'm getting a different layer. Like a deeper... Actually, you know, the Britney color, the doggy Britney color, I'm getting a little bit of that. Like Lainey's little brown here. Like in my mind. And there's something... That sweet side is different.
You know?
Is it the jasmine?
Am I crazy, or is this Sharp Dressed Man?
You're crazy, but I can see why it's in there. Because I did say there was a part of the bar soap, the actual shave soap earlier. That kind of reminded me.
Well, I'm getting a lot of sharpness, but I get it.
I get it. It's not the sweet side of sharp.
No. But
it's not the citrusy side. There's
y'all,
the
it
very
makes
back end.
sense to me because I defy you to find me a fragrance dupe company right now that does not have a sharp dressed man, and it's 40 years old? Yeah. Like, it is like the oldest of the modern colognes, if you know what I mean. So I love that this has
it just
a little bit of that
yeah.
to me somehow, right?
Yeah.
Just in one or two of the notes.
Right.
But the way they're coming out is like, it's not a huge walk.
No, it's not a huge walk. But this has the warmer, more like literally that brownish kind of color I get in mind now.
Right.
Versus the Sharp Dressed Man Steed, a little more the brighter yellowy side to me.
Yeah.
If I could make sense, that brighter citrusy-ish in and.
But y'all, if you need a lane, like that's probably the closest one because it is so different and unique.
And
it's
I do
beautiful.
really get the dry down kind of happening now. I do still get the saffron staying prominent, but it is not overpowering.
Right.
If you aren't sure if you like saffron, this is a fun way to really get used to it.
Right. Now, speaking of our friends till the end, we have both had a long string of four-legged friends to the end. In fact, my very first dog that I ever met was a French bulldog. And her name was Queenie, and she lived across the street from us and about 2 blocks from where your parents live now.
Right.
And
Funny.
she was really sweet. She was really old, so she would sit in her little corner of the couch, and she would entertain you for a minute while you petted her, and then she would go back to sleep. But it wasn't until I got my Labrador Retriever that I really understood what having a dog was all about. What was your first dog?
First dog. We had, first when we were really little growing up, we had 2 doggies that were outside, Chrissy and Brutus. Yeah. And then as I got a little older, we had some kitties too. But our first dogs that my sister and I kind of really bonded with was Buddy, and then we had Gracie, who found us. She just showed up at our house and never wanted to leave. So we had 2 dogs, a Border Collie mix, and he was just insane in all the great ways, just too smart for his own good. And then Gracie was our little princess that just wanted to snuggle and be with us all the time. Right. So those 2 we had most of our years growing up with as dogs, for sure. Oh. Buddy was he was very vocal, let's say. And when he would be in the car with us to come, or my mom would come pick us up from school, he would have his head out the window and he would just be telling the whole world that he was picking up his girls. So telling everybody.
Like Walter the dog on the screen.
Right, exactly. So sometimes it'd be embarrassing, but at some point it was just too cute. He was just that excited to be able to pick us up. But he would always love to get air out the window with his mouth and attack it. His favorite thing was the garden hose, though. My goodness. Fetch and the garden hose were his thing. It was very hard to tell. We had to teach him a command to be done.
My lab growing up, and I got along really well. I mean, it's a lab. Come on. If you've got one, put it in the comments. But when she had her puppies, like she was a hunting dog her whole life. Like when she was a little tiny baby, my dad brought her home. She lived at the office where my dad worked for the first couple of years of her life. There was a big dog kennel there and another lab that she lived with. And when my dad brought her home for the first time and he went to feed her, now she's a little 12-week-old pup, right? He gets a 22 and he loads it with a blank and he goes, boom! I'm like, what the? And the dog comes running and like, hi,
what's
and
happening?
I was like, what's going on? And he was like, she's going to be a hunting dog. So she needs to know that really loud sounds mean great things are coming.
Boots here.
Whoa, what a great idea. So
Interesting.
she and I actually really hit our bond when she had her puppies.
Oh, right.
So there was one summer where we decided, just because we were a little board, we wanted to have lab puppies. And
Why
she
not?
was pedigreed and we got a stud dog, which was really weird. But anyway, there you go. And my job, because it was summer and I was in the 8th grade, was to stay up all night and watch the pups because she had 10. And they can roll over on them and they can squish them and stuff. So we took turns as a family. And because I was a night owl and because I really wanted to, I thought it was so cool to be allowed to stay up all night. Yeah. I got my little black and white TV and all it had were TV shows I had never heard of. I know them now, but like Ozzie and Harriet and Hazel and My 3 Sons and shows that they never showed anywhere. They showed on TV 20 in the middle of the night here in San Francisco. And that lab and I put my mattress right next to her little whelping box, and she and I just became best friends. And if she needed something, she had a way of telling me for her puppies.
Right.
And if the puppies needed anything, she knew that I knew to help
jump
them.
in. Yeah.
So as the puppies went to their new homes, she kind of slowly started spending a lot more time at my side. And by the time the last puppy was gone, and she was glad, but by the time the last puppy was gone, she slept on my bed that night. and for the next 3 years. So yeah, it was just like, I totally get it. And I know the comfort of just having that beautiful creature who all she understands is love, just right there at the foot of your bed, just dutifully making sure she would wake up and check on me. Like I would see her do it. Like she was just the sweetest thing in the world. And here's a cool story to end with. I had a Cavalier before Lainey, and she passed away, and I was super sad. And about 3 months later, I had a dream. And I had a dream of that Cavalier. Interesting. Yeah. I don't dream a whole lot, especially not that I remember.
Right.
The next night, same dream. The next night, same dream, except with my old dog was this new little puppy and this new little tricolor puppy in the dream. And when I woke up, my phone was dinging. I was getting a text from my friend Jackie, and she said, hey, I have a friend up in Napa, and he just had a litter of Cavaliers. He had one more than they were expecting. Here's her picture. And in my dream, my old Cavalier was giving this one a little kiss. And right where she gave her a little kiss, she has a mismarking right here. She's not supposed to have this apricot all the way to her nose. But that's in the dream, right where my other dog was giving her a little kiss. So yeah, that's just how I knew that this little miracle was supposed to be mine, is that it came from my dream, and she had that little spot right there. So I don't know. I've always told people that if you ever have a pet that has to leave you, they will somehow help you find your next one. So if you know that experience too, put that in the comments. Kind of mystical at the same time.
So we can clearly sit here and spend hours just talking about our furry and non-furry friends and what they've meant to us. But feel free to use the comments and tell us a story, or name your favorite little pets and memories that you have.
Right. Let us know
We'd love to hear it.
Yeah. Let us know the cool, funny, silly things that they used to do, if you remember. And if we're going to talk about our pets, we might need to take this a little bit deeper. And y'all, we almost forgot to build a lather.
We got too excited with our stories over here. We gotta stay on track.
This is my Captain's Choice Copper Aquamarine Bowl, a superlative choice for a Stirling sub, I think. And this is our Stirling brush. We were just saying the other day how this thing is just an invaluable member of our shave cabinet. Just love this whole thing.
I always, when my sister worked at a shelter and other places, I would always ask her, are there like fun, cool names that come by of dogs that are really original, not just like Spotty or Dot or something.
Right.
So I am curious in the comments if any of you have really fun, cool dog names that I love getting to know why you picked them. For some reason, that's really always something I like. Yeah. So she sometimes, when they would have dogs show up to the shelter, they would have different themes going on. So she's like, okay, this month is all Harry Potter names, or this month is all the different. So I'm just curious if you have fun doggy names, put them in the chat. All right, let's see what that woke up.
Are you ready?
Okay, I'm going to take a whiff of this one more time.
Start with that. The comparative whiff.
Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah. Actually, there's something. The saffron isn't as potent. No. Is that what disappeared? Something. Not disappeared, but not as
it's a little
prominent.
less sweet?
Right. Is that what it is? Yeah.
Oh, it's got something even a tiny bit smoky?
That's what I was going to say. It matured somehow.
What'd you do?
It somehow got more of like that matured kind of essence to it.
And Lee, I will not say it's sophisticated, but it's a little sophisticated.
But there's almost more of like the fur resin or something else, the ambergris. Something else woke up more.
Oh, the ambergris. Smell for the ambergris.
I'm pretty sure that's what I'm getting. It's not that the saffron disappeared. It's just those other things actually became a little bit more prominent.
Mysterious, a little aquatic?
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And then now that this is dried down more, give that a little bit more of a whiff too. Right? That is the face.
Wow. Yeah, that's the stuff.
Yeah. It's funny, though, reading that list of scent notes, I don't know what I would have pictured in my mind, even if you had read them before smelling this.
This is so charming as it loses its sweeter notes.
Right.
Whoa, y'all, if you are a cologne fan, but you don't like to smell like that syrupy sweetness that a lot of those colognes can tend to have, especially from the old days.
Right.
Whoa, this is your pony. This is
I get
just
it a little
beautiful.
bit more here. I know I tend to bring out some of the sweeter side sometimes when it dries down, but there is that fun, like deeper woodsy amber kind of vibe happening. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I mean, obviously we wanted to get the soap just because of the cool thing anyways, but it is super fun that it is an homage, and it actually really has an awesome scent. It's very original.
Wow. Wow. So it's pretty simple. All you have to do is have an aunt who started the Springer Rescue Association of Southern California. She's going to take you on a jeeping trip out to the Salton Sea, and you're going to sleep in the RV. Well, when you do, her Springer, whose name is Leslie, is going to have a little bit of an attitude problem, considering the fact that you are now sleeping on what is normally her bed. When you wake up at 3 a.m. and you move a little bit and you hear something growl at you and you see red eyes from the bottom of your bed as if to say, you may sleep here, but you may not move. She was a friend to the end, and I got my own! Head over to stirlingsoap.com, where you can find this and a wide range of other products. I get it. Y'all, I'm subscribed to just a couple of frag channels in our little shaving adventure, and this one, the ripples from Baccarat 540 are still being felt in the community, and this is an absolutely gorgeous version of it. We bought sort of a high-level homage to the same scent, and I think I like this one and my splash from Stirling even better. There's just something charming in the way that Rod's Filters handles these cologne homages. And the lather... Y'all, it's just a fun time when I know it's going to be a Stirling shave, because it's fun and rewarding to build, it's fun and safe on your face, and it's just one of your best friends in this shaving world if you know that green corner of your locker. Thanks, y'all.
Welcome to Messages.
Hey, y'all. So when we decided that we were going to shoot this episode, we asked you, our loyal audience and our friends, to send us in pictures of you and your friends to the end. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Barbershop Duet family presents Friends to the End.
Look for the silver lining whene'er a cloud appears in the blue. Remember, somewhere the sun is shining, and so the right thing to do is let it shine for you. A heart full of joy and gladness will always banish sadness and strife. So always look for the silver lining, and then you'll find the sunny side of life. A heart full of joy and gladness will always banish sadness and strife. So always look for the silver lining, and then you'll find the sunny side of life.
My favorite soaps are usually the least ones I was expecting.
Right? And
Does that make sense?
it found us in its own way. Like, clearly it was more the pet vibes that brought us to this. We didn't
I
even
thought
realize
this
it was
was
an
going to be
homage.
like Leighton. I thought this was going to be more like Herod. I don't know why. I just thought this was going to be like your darker, spicier things. This is just one of the most beautiful, lightest scents I've ever smelled.
And I really don't get like a specific type of person when I'm smelling this. A nice person, but I don't really get a specific time of day. Like it is a very versatile scent. I was not expecting that.
But that makes a lot of sense to me, because there's no prerequisites for you as a human being to be loved by these amazing little creatures.
Yeah, there are little angels that just pick us to be by our sides and dedicate their lives to us. We're so lucky
No matter
to have
who
them.
you are, what you do, or what you've been through, you've always got a friend who's excited to see you when you come home at the end of the day. And in this weary world, that's very rare, and we're very lucky.
You're very lucky. Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.